Slipping into a red vinyl booth, the smell of fresh coffee in the air, maybe a waitress calling you "hon" as she refills your cup. There was something magical about those old diners, the kind of places where time moved a little slower, where your order was always the same and everyone seemed to know your name. But so many of those places, the diners that once lit up the highways and main streets of America, have quietly disappeared. Today, we're taking a trip back in time to remember 10 classic American diners that time forgot. 1. White Tower, the other White Castle. It looked just like White Castle. Same little white buildings, same cheap burgers. In the 1930s and 40s, White Tower popped up in cities across the Midwest and East Coast. For just a few nickels, you could grab a hot burger and a smile from behind a sparkling glass counter. At its peak, there were over 200 locations. But legal battles with White Castle, plus the rise of drive-thrus, slowly pushed it out. Now, it's mostly a memory, one of those places your grandparents might have mentioned with a grin. 2. Toddle House, the tiny breakfast spot. Picture this, a one-room diner with maybe a dozen stools, and the smell of bacon, butter, and biscuits filling the air. That was Toddle House, open 24 hours, serving up hearty Southern breakfasts since the 1930s. It was cozy, personal, and always dependable. You could sit down and watch your eggs fry right in front of you. But as bigger chains took over breakfast, Toddle House quietly faded away. A few old timers still miss those silver coffee cups and the friendly cooks who called you Buddy. 3. Horn and Hard Art, the Automat Wonder. Now, this was something special. At Horn and Hard Art, there were no waiters, just rows of little glass windows. You dropped in a nickel, turned a knob, and out came your hot mac and cheese or slice of pie. For kids, it felt like magic. For adults, it was fast and cheap. Back in the 1950s, these automats fed millions every day in New York and Philly. But by the 80s, fast food took over, and people wanted more than just machines. Still, if you ever experienced one, you never forgot it.